Hi YouTube family, welcome back to Charmin's Kitchen. A pleasant good night to each and every one of you. You know what time it is. It's Easter time, heading into Easter. It's time to make some cross buns. If you want to see how I made these, stick around and let's make it together. The preparation is amazing, from kneading the dough to putting it together to glazing those buns. Everything is so amazing. So let's get down to it. 1 a penny, 2 a penny hot cross buns. These are all the ingredients we will need for this beautiful recipe. I have brown sugar, white sugar can work, nutmeg, instant yeast, you can use regular yeast. I have a lemon, we're going to be using some zest. I have some cake spices, you can use allspice instead. I have raisins, vanilla essence, eggs. I have cinnamon, a pinch of salt we will need, and my all-purpose flour. Let's get down to business. Oh, not forgetting some melted butter. First of all, we're going to start with our dry ingredients. Very simple and easy. We're going to add our cinnamon. You want to spice your flour up nicely so all the flavors can come through. We're going to add our mixed spices, or you can certainly add allspice if you don't have mixed spice. We're gonna add our instant yeast. And because it's instant yeast, I'm not gonna proof it in the warm water. You can do so if you like. Today I'm just gonna add it to my dried ingredients. We're gonna add our brown sugar, and it's time for us to give this a good mix. And this is not gonna go down good without some nutmegs. I like to grate fresh nutmeg, and I'm gonna do a nice good portion. We're gonna add some freshly grated lemon zest. Orange zest can also work for this. And what I love about adding the lemon zest, when you bite into your cross buns and you get a nice little tiny piece in there, it really lightens up the cross buns flavor. So I'm gonna do about a teaspoon or so, and this is gonna work perfectly well for me. We're gonna add a pinch of salt to balance off all the flavor, and we're gonna give this thing a good mix. Can you guys see all that beautiful little pieces of the orange zest? It will add so much flavor to this cross buns. So we want to really mix in our dried ingredients well, and the aroma is beautiful with the spices and the scent of that lemon zest. So nice. So let's start with our wet ingredients. I'm gonna add 2 eggs in here. If they were large eggs, I would only add 1. My eggs are small today. I already removed the impurity, and I'm gonna give it a good whisk. Into the egg mixture, I'm gonna add my vanilla essence, and we're gonna give it a good mix. Adding the vanilla into the eggs, give it a good mix, will help to remove that heavy egg taste from the cross buns. So in my previous cross buns recipe, you'll notice that I added pureed dates in most of my cross buns recipe, because I like to puree some fruits and add it to the mixture so the cross buns itself can be nice and sticky, and the fruits can well incorporate into the bun. Today I'm using raisins only. You can use currants, any dried fruit of your choice. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna crush these up finely, because I like when you open up your cross buns and there's pieces of raisins all over. Into some warm milk, we're gonna add our melted butter, or you can use soft butter as well. We're gonna go in and add our eggs in here. So now I'm gonna add my finely chopped raisins in here. I add a little bit of milk to it so we can break it down faster. You know, the raisins are dried, and this will distribute so nicely into the mixture. I know some people don't like to see the whole big raisin in their cross buns, but when you do it this way, it's going to be a little bit different. Mix it in well before you add your liquid ingredients. And remember, guys, hot cross buns, 1 a penny, 2 a penny, hot cross buns. Good old school days. So we're going to add all our liquid ingredients. The warm milk is going to boost up that yeast nicely. And it should double in size for us. So I like to go in with my hands. If you have a mixer, you can use the mixer. If you don't, then it's a simple job to do with your hand. And my dough is nice and soft and sticky and full of spices and raisins. You should smell how beautiful it is. And today I'm making cross buns with Jessica. So after I finish this step, we're gonna put it to rest until it double in size. I have to make dinner, so I'm gonna allow it to sit. I'm gonna put some oil in our dish that we're gonna leave it to sit in, and then we will come back to this when it double in size. So that's it, guys. It's not very hard to make it. If you don't have a mixer, you can certainly make this by hand. I want to say a big shout out to my friend Gail from church for reminding me that I didn't made cross buns yet for the season. I know Easter is just around the corner, so thank you, hon, for the reminder. See, that's what I love about my supporters and my YouTube family. They always have my back. As you can see, we already have the color of the cross buns. It smells amazing. We're gonna let it rest. I'm going to prepare dinner. So when I finish, I'm gonna come back to this, but you can leave it to sit for an hour. The longer, if you leave it for 2 hours, it's better. I'm gonna come back to mine. I'll leave it until I finish, and then we will start rolling them off. What was your weather like today? As you can see, we're having wet snow at the moment. Yesterday we had snow, and last week we had some. This is April 10th. I'm looking forward for my garden weather, but it seems like I have to wait a little bit longer. My backyard have a little bit of grass coming out, which is hopeful. I can't wait to be sitting in the backyard and to have my dinner and lunches and take my morning walk in the backyard. So after resting the dough, it's double in size and looking beautiful. This dough, look at that, beautiful, nice and soft, and smells amazing. So now we're gonna divide this dough into equal pieces. Oh my gosh, I wish if you guys can smell what I'm smelling. This is such a super moist, and it smells really good. I don't want to make them too big. I'm gonna make them nice and small so I can get some even pieces. Wow, I don't know if you guys can see how super moist these are. I tried to make them very small. I'm gonna roll these off into tiny small ball. They're very nice, sticky, and smells like the real thing. And then we're gonna rest them on my baking dish right here. I already rolled off some. This batch will give you 16 small ones or 12 big ones. My kids love cross buns. I can have this for breakfast with a little piece of cheese or butter, and this will be so satisfying. So I finished rolling these off. I'm gonna rest it for 30 minutes and we'll be right back. My oven is ready, 350 degree. We're gonna bake these for about 25 to 30 minutes. So while our cross buns is baking, I'm gonna make a nice glaze to put on them. We have brown sugar. I'm gonna add some cinnamon powder in there, a little bit of mixed essence. We have water and some lemon juice. So I'm gonna add my cinnamon into the sugar before I add it in the water, and then we're gonna mix it up a little. We're gonna go in and add our water in the pot. I'm gonna add my sugar and cinnamon in here. You can use a stick of cinnamon as well. And we're gonna add just a little drop of mixed essence, one tiny bit like that. We're gonna add our lemon juice into the mixture, and this will create a nice flavor for the glaze. And just like that, the glaze is ready. So the lovely Jessie is brushing our cross buns with the glaze, and this will add some additional sweetness and in beautiful finish. Just this one that you did first, it looks like 2 eyes and a nose.
Oh yeah.
And then you can do it once and do it again. The more the merrier. Nice and sticky it will be and have a beautiful sheen. Look how beautiful our cross buns is looking. It have the perfect color. It have that sheen. Let me see those ones over here. And they are all ready to bite into. So we're gonna make our beautiful icing to put on top with the cross, because these are not cross buns without the cross. So we're gonna do a simple cross for the top. Sometimes you can use the dough and bake it into the cross buns. Today we're gonna do it a little bit different. So we're gonna use icing sugar or powdered sugar to make the cross. And because we have a good 16 pieces of cross buns, we're gonna need a nice portion here. So we're gonna add a little bit of milk, and Miss Jessie's gonna mix this up to a nice paste.
This is like mochi.
So we're adding our icing to a sandwich bag, and this is a good way to put it over a glass. You're gonna get that wide opening, and then we will be squeezing this on top of our cross buns. So Jessie is putting on the icing now, and make sure when you're doing this, you wait until your cross buns is nice and cool, so that the heat from the cross buns won't leave your icing dripping. And during Easter time, every bakery in Guyana would have cross buns for sale. It is so popular during Easter, and the cross bun signifies the crucifixion of Christ. And the spices in the cross buns signifies the spices used to embalm him. So this bun have a lot of meaning. It's very popular in the UK, in a lot of European countries, and the entire Caribbean. So guys, if you haven't made your cross buns yet for Easter, make sure you get those ingredients and have them handy for Good Friday or for Easter Monday. Jess, you're doing an awesome job. It's fun, right?
Yeah.
So much fun. And for all those who have kids and grandkids, this is a perfect recipe to prepare with your kids and grandkids. It's so much fun. You're building memories with your children or your grandkids, and it is so satisfying when the kids get involved, because They will never forget things like this. Wow, that's beautiful. So let's dig in and see how these are beautifully done. I can see some of that glaze on the bottom. And they're nice and soft, as you can see, and very, very sticky at the point. So let me dive in for, oh, we have to get some cheese for this, or should we have one just as it is?
Let's try it like
with the
this
cheese
first, and then the cheese.
Okay. So we're gonna open up one of these buns. I can't wait to see the inside of them. Ooh la la. I love the color. So nice. And have that beautiful raisin pieces in here. We're gonna go in now and bite into this cross buns. And cheers to all you guys. Wow. There is so much flavor. I can't talk it. My mouth is full. There is so much flavor in this bun. Oh my god. There is a sweetness on top from the glaze and from the icing cross. There is beautiful flavor inside with all the spices. You don't need a cheese, but it complements it. It's nice and soft. Oh my gosh. And a combination of raisins, spices, sweetness, a little lemon flavor in the glaze. Amazing. My mouth is messy, and that's because it's good. So thank you guys for making hot cross buns with me. I hope you will make yours very soon or in time for Good Friday. Take care. God bless. Love you guys. Bye for now.